Right, so the Brigand the Earth drop you back off at Leylon after the successful negotiation with the Lords of Neverwinter. Earl, you wanted to discuss something with the captain, I believe.
Captain, my friend, I wondered if you would wait around, see if I can get some money to commission you for a little bit of interesting defensive work, and also a favourable port in the future for you.
Yes, this sounds very interesting. I also believe there was some mention that you may be possibly interested in working as eyes and ears for Brigand the Earth in this area.
Absolutely. I can think of nothing I would like better than to inform upon other groups to you. I have a penchant for Mr. de Erden too, not quite as fancy as yours, but I believe the man was misunderstood, and I, a half-orc, receive very much the same amount of persecution as he did when he first arrived upon these shores.
He lets out a little giggle and laugh, and he's like, "Oh no, this is not me. This is the boss sanctioned all of this. The boss is a tad enthusiastic, shall we say?
And then we should, since he is the boss, we should accommodate that enthusiasm.
He says, well,
of course, in charge.
The Brigand the Earth are ready for hire, but there are a couple of problems. One, obviously, once we move away from the ships, because it's the prow figureheads that cast the powerful illusion of us all, the true nature of us will be revealed, and that cannot be seen to happen. Brigand the Earth must operate in the shadows, so unless it's a night attack or you have some method of making us all invisible or retaining our illusion.
What I was thinking, you see, humans are very stupid, so they forget that the greater races can see in the dark. So I figured what we do is wait until night, get all the people who can see in the dark together, and kill the bastards before they know what it did.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but obviously there must be certain guarantees that Brigand the Earth will not be compromised. For if any of the peasantry from Leylon were to discover us, then we would have to put them to the sword. Obviously, we can't have them speaking.
No, don't worry about it. What we will do is we'll move the boats out of the area, land them secretly on the beach up the coast, move inland slightly, make a rendezvous point, meet the rendezvous point and attack the army in its flank when it tries to do a night attack on our defences. And when this happens, we will kill them and you will float away. They will see a band of drow raiders. They will not know those drow raiders are you.
It's interesting.
And I will put the word around that a group of drow raiders are in the area and we must defend against them, for they could attack us. But when they see the drow raiders are attacking their enemy, the enemy is my friend.
He says, I'm pleased this plan is not overly complicated.
No, but the Zentarum will also take the blame if you are discovered in any way.
Blaming the Zentarum, I like this idea. He says, right, I will hold anchor for 3 days to give you time to
I'll have an
fill our coffers.
I will have an answer in about 20 minutes. I just need to go and shake a chap.
Right, so the rest of you head into town, unless you want to speak to the captain or any of the other crew.
No, I'm fine with that.
Nah, fine.
Okay, you complete your mission. Is there anything you want to do in town?
I would like to go to see the Zentharum chap in middle management when everyone else has done their bit.
Yeah, is there anything anybody wishes to do in town? Or are we ready to just move on to the next thing?
I think the last time, didn't we do quite a few bits and pieces last time to get
You
sorted?
did, yes. Right. Okay, Earl, you go out and see the middle management dude.
Hello, my friend. I have very good news.
And what sort of good news is this? As you're quite lax in pit work and official reports.
Our friend in the north is going to send aid. He was very excited by the fact that you are taking this so seriously.
This is excellent news.
I have a cunning plan. I can lay my hands on a secret band of mercenaries for a small amount of gold, and their actions will be done in our name, and we can take credit for them.
When you say a small amount of gold, how much of a small amount of gold are we talking about?
1,500 from the discretionary fund.
1,500 pieces of gold?
Oh, that's not even enough to pay for a good assassination.
He's like, but we have all these massive treasuries of gold and nothing to spend them on. But one day, I'm sure the great wizards of the coast will give us things to spend gold pieces on.
Exactly. It's not like you can spend it on anything else.
Make a persuasion roll with advantage.
I shall do this. Did those dice rolls show?
They showed to me, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it. What's the loss? You lose 1,500 of someone else's gold, and you say, we saved the burning of this building, which will cost many hundreds of gold to repair or fix or replace.
He says,
Or if
I
it
will
goes well-
agree to this, but within the next week, we need a full written report. You can read and write, I assume. You're a clever chap.
Oh, definitely. I
We
will
need
make
a full written report of exactly what's going on here. People are running around like elders' chickens, reporting that armies are coming to burn the town down, and nobody's seen hiding a hair of them.
They're very stealthy.
Well, they will be here, trust me. And I am being kicked out of the game, and it is saying my username is already in use.
Oh,
You logged in twice
interesting.
somehow.
I have not. I've just been kicked out. The game is obviously verified of what will happen to it.
Yeah. So, yes, the Zentarium Gentleman does authorise the 1,500 pieces of gold, which you have to sign for upon pain of death for 3 generations.
Excellent. I'm trying very hard not to have children. It's difficult because all the bad guys I have to have sex with happen to be our folk. It is almost like some sort of strange anti-English racism that happens to bad guys in their film.
And
Our
then
characters
do
looking
you
for the
take this
character
back to the Brig and the Earth to fill their coffers?
Yep.
Excellent. They happily will park off the coast, awaiting your word.
Good. When you attack, do as much damage as possible, fade away, we'll draw the enemy toward yourself, and then we will attack them in the rear. Your idea is to harry them in the darkness.
Yes. Excellent.
And remember, if it looks like you're going to get caught, blend the Zentarium. They paid you.
He laughs and says, I appreciate the irony of this, that we are taking Zentarium gold. Right.
Later on, I'll tell you how to get gold out of the
Are there any plans that the party has for doing anything, or are we just awaiting to see what happens?
I want to go down to the docks to talk to some seagulls.
Okay.
That was not what I was expecting.
That's not something I was expecting.
No, I'm going to use my talk to small animals to send some seagulls out to do a bit of scouting up and down the coast to see if they can see any sign.
You can
where
talk
they
to them, but you have to persuade them because they're like, chips? And you're like, no, I want you to
Mine?
go out and search for an army. And it looks quizzically, cocks its head at one side and goes, chips? Greg's pasty?
Mine.
And
Fish heads,
today, the part of the seagulls will be played by the rest of the adventuring party. Mine. Make a persuasion roll to see if you can persuade the...
Ooh, a clean car.
Okay, make a persuasion roll to see if you can get a bunch of seagulls. A 4. Several of them promise to do this for food. However, you're not entirely sure how trustworthy seagulls are.
Slash could help you because the ones that don't go the direction you could have, you could just eat.
All right, well, I'll find a barrel of sprats or something down at the fishery, buy them, and use that to go, oh, look, you'll get all of these.
You start scattering about, and the fishermen are like, what are you doing feeding them seagulls? They're rats in the sky. They're buggers. We'll never get rid of them if you keep feeding them.
Shut up.
Mine.
Right, so you persuade the seagulls to go flying. They don't report anything. A couple of days happens. I was just wondering if any of you had any idea for, I don't know, patrols, defences, anything you wanted to set in motion before we jump forward a couple of days.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll organise some patrols,
I was thinking,
down
is it
the
not?
road and out to the side,
Sash, we need scouts out for at least a 3-mile radius.
Did we have cavalry?
You do. Well, you will in the next few days as they start arriving from Neverwinter. You have the 12 Lancers, which is I don't know if you can see, but if you...
I have no map.
You have a map. If you scroll all the way to the left, you will see a list of units, because I was going to bung them in the middle of town, but then they just get in the way of everything.
Cavalry is not good inside the town anyway.
Yeah. You have Limazone, commanded by Captain Limmer, which is...
Is it Arnold Limmer? I knew his dad.
Is it our responsibility to set them up, or is it not like the Growler and the rest of the...
No, technically... The liaison for the town militia is Sergeant Yaz Harum. You remember that ineffectual, fat, sweaty guy that nobody really likes? Technically, he's the guy in charge of the military.
I can fix that in about 2 minutes.
Might be worth fixing.
Right, I'll be back. I'll go and murder him.
I'll hold your coat.
You just go and murder him.
Could you
Well,
I'll
he's might need
continue
to-
to find them after his little accident.
And then
Yeah, I was going to say.
do
Can I make it look like a reasonable accident, like he fell down the stairs while juggling knives?
he fell down the stairs and landed on 6 knives. Each of one was balanced on its handle on the stairs coming down.
It happens all the time.
Well, before you go off and get all murdery, I was going to say that the troops start to arrive. Obviously, it takes a couple of days before you discover that Sergeant Useless Face is the one that's in charge of the military. A couple of days later, Andy, 2 gnomes pull up in a cart. You'd sent off a request for aid.
We
to
did
those.
indeed.
Yeah, so they pull up, and it's the 2 gnomes that you'd met originally when you were hunting the shape-changing creature in the gnome place. And he says, "Hey there, bud. It's nice to see you again. We received your offer for help. In the butt of this cart is an enormous crate with bits of straw sticking out of it. On the side of the crate is a warning danger this way up, with an arrow pointing down. But unfortunately, on the other side, it's got warning danger this way up with an arrow pointing up on the other side.
Huh.
In
Wherever
addition,
in town I am, I will put my pipe out.
it's got those little warning labels on. So there's like a corrosive one, a fire one, and 8 explosive ones, all in a row along the side of this great big crate. He says, "So we've all been working overtime to send you this to help. This is our battlefield omnipresent ordnance machine."
Uh-huh.
And what does it do?
Mop-on.
Boom for short.
Yeah, boom for short.
Is it a click killer?
It's a big mine. We all helped, but because we did it in shifts, we're not entirely sure who put what bits in. You
I'm
can't.
sure it'll be fine.
You kind of just set the timer, flick the switch, and
Run.
see what happens.
If I was attacking this town, I would use that hill as a point to fire archers over the walls. Would you agree, chaps, to the north over the town gates?
He says,
Yeah.
"It's okay. We've got an instruction manual here," and he pulls out this like 6-inch thick pile of parchments, all sort of sewn together.
Well, I guess I've got some speed reading to do.
You work this out. This scares me to the level of the fact my bowels have now turned to jelly.
That's not what you serve at a child's birthday.
Right, Andy. So you have a read through the manual when you get some time.
Uh-huh.
They're like, we're not much for troops, but this will make it quite a mess.
I think it's fantastic. Thanks, lads.
Much appreciated, my diminutive colleague.
Right, so you spend some time pouring through the manual, and what you can figure out is it's been handwritten by at least 30 different gnomes, and each one has done a different page without reading the first one. But the general gist you figure out is that it does 8d6 fire damage plus 8d6 thunder damage, and it rolls on the Wand of Wonder table 3 times,
Oh my god.
which
Oh,
affects
brilliant.
every creature in range.
Hmm.
Have I figured out the range?
Well, the range kind of varies. In some places it says 30 foot, some places it says 60 feet. So you're not entirely sure.
Question is, how long's the fuse?
Well, there's a mechanical timer combined with the fuse. So the mechanical timer goes down, and then in typical gnome engineering fashion, the timer triggers a fuse which has the long, like Acme burning fuse, which then goes off. So you should be able to set it anywhere from 30 seconds up to 3 minutes. You should be able to.
Should be able to.
Should be able to, yeah.
In theory.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Andy comes out of the inn looking rather bedraggled after a day of trying to figure out this manual, unwashed and a little haggard under the eyes, and tells you about this boom device that you've been given.
Lads.
That could be useful.
The gnome's like, "Gee, guys, this place is great. Do you mind if we hang around for a while?"
It would be an honour.
For who?
I'll take them to the pub and buy them a drink each, a large one.
Yeah, because there's nothing better than some crazy gnome tinkerers than
Piss nose.
Then piss gnome tinkerers.
It's the best line of thinking.
Yeah, but if I have a word with the barman and put a few JP behind the bar and say just keep the drinks coming, then at least we'll know where the gnomes are.
That's true. Right, so troops start to filter into Leilon. The growler, as usual, Rick, as you seem to be more of a confident with another, starts to complain about where she's supposed to put all of these, and there's 50 bloody heavy cavalry turned up. Where the hell are we going to put 50 bloody horses, let alone feed them?
Aye, well, it's better than getting roasted by a possible dragon or the undead armies or the lightning people.
Have we got any woodsmen in the town?
You actually have a unit of 50 scouts, which are the archers. It's the 6th archery. The 6th archers, the cast iron 6th, they're called.
Wonder if it's worth getting them to go into the woods to the north and the east and set up loads of traps.
Yeah, they can do that for you. Right.
Surely the cavalry are best employed patrolling the roads to give us advanced warning.
The heavy cavalry, so that they've got like horse barding and everything. They're not really great for riding around roads patrolling, as they tend to get quite tired out fairly quickly. So as you do this, Andy, where you keep going to check on the boom after you study every few, and it has an annoying and unnerving tendency to just make random whirring noises and make it almost jump out of your skin.
And no doubt people keep running up to me randomly going, that thing's ticking again.
Yeah, your big crate's ticking. And do you know that it's got this way up and it's got 2 different directions it's pointing?
Yeah,
right.
But it's fine, because if you go around the other side and stand on your head, it all makes sense.
Can we get that gnome ballista sent to us?
The one that you used on...
Never did get to use it.
Yeah, that's just in Fandolin, and that'll just take a couple of days to get sent over. So as you are doing these preparations and the troops are arriving, your friend and mine...
Sorry to interrupt, but may I suggest that when this gnome ballista thing does turn up, we sight it on the top floor of the House of Thalavar?
It sounds like a good plan.
It does sound like a great
just
plan.
have them bless it.
And use the heavy cavalry as a quick reaction force.
Yes, we can throw the gates. Anything on the roads will be written down.
Your friend and mine, Galileo, from the House of Thalavar, he comes to see you. He looks very nervous. He leaves a message and asks if he can speak to you all. It's a matter of some urgency.
Yes.
What can we do you for?
Do you make arrangements to meet him in the pub? It's like that's where Rick and...
Yes, we should go to the pub. It is the central command area.
Where I've set up command.
Yeah, every time a new unit comes in, we're going to be like, come to the central command area. And when they come in, it'll be like, you're round.
That is a bloody good idea.
he gets you over to... he says, can we sit in a quiet corner? You notice he looks a little pale and shaken.
You need a drink?
He says, I do. He says,
I'll hand him a drink.
Do you want the good news, or do you want the, oh my God, we're all going to die terrible news?
The good news.
He says, the good news is I managed to repair the planar beacon on the top of the House of Thalavar.
Excuse me, what is the planar beacon?
Right, so dredging your memories for so long ago, you remember that when you finally did get to the top of the House of Thalavar, sadly you missed this, Michael, there was a strong spell put on that the people could not get to the top. You saw the large cage that was woven, and it looked like something had exploded out of one side. That was the planar beacon that had exploded and was the initial cause of destroying Leilon during the spell plague. He says, I rebuilt the planar beacon.
Well done.
I thought we could use it to lure and trap monsters and use them to defend Leilon. And in fact, I've trapped a couple of them, and I've got them securely ensconced in cages at the top.
Yes.
Got what ensconced?
What have you caught?
Some monsters. I thought they might have been from adjacent planes because of the beacon, but it turns out they've come a little farther than that.
Define further.
He says,
If you have a demon, I am.
I don't know if you've heard of the outer planes.
I am aware of their existence. The reason they're outer is because no one wants anything to do with them. They're full of horrible things.
Do you want to make some Arcana rolls, people?
Yes, please.
Because some people have probably not heard of the outer planes.
50, +7. That's really annoying.
1. I have heard of them. They are full of angels. You have angels for us. This is good news.
Oh, Shash with these Arcana checks there. Gorgoth's pretty good. Erigol's good. Yeah, you've heard of the outer planes. The outer planes are D&D's equivalent of the Cthulhu Great Old One gods. Now, the plane of beacon did work, and I have attracted some creatures, and I have them successfully paralysed at the top of the house. We can use them to fight the enemy army, but that's not the bad news.
Well, I can always send them on the jollies if we need to. Right, what's the bad news then? Yeah.
He says, do you recall that when I was possessed by the ghost, there was mention of the artifact called the Ruin Stone that was lost?
Yes.
The Ruin Stone. I mean, it was quite a while ago. I found it. And that's still not really the bad news. Is the Ruin Stone is on the ethereal plane, and it's attached to it's in the same place as the plane of beacon on a different plane, but it's slowly coming back into this reality, and if it does, that's what caused the beacon to explode the first time, and Leilon and everybody in it will be killed again.
Can't we just move the bloody beacon?
He says, I can't. What I need you to do is to come with me into the ethereal plane, and we can move the Ruin Stone, because the ethereal plane doesn't work the same as a normal place. He says it's kind of TARDIS rules. It's although it's attached to the top of the House of Thalivar, it's not physically in the same location. It's why the Ruin Stone has been lost and nobody's been able to find it.
Right.
I'll do it on one condition.
What's that? At this point, he's looking pale and he looks haggard, as if he hasn't slept much.
If I die, I'm gonna bloody kill you.
No, I've got a really good idea. We just evacuate the town, let the armies in, and then hope the runestone hits the this portal thing and blows the town to fuck. We can always
I've got a suspicion they won't be happy if we blow the entire town up. I think they probably want to keep that.
Yeah, but they'll still be alive.
Aye, they don't seem to care about that.
And we could always feign our own deaths, change our names, and move somewhere else.
He says, so what we need to do is go on the ethereal plane, get the runestone, move it on the ethereal plane. It'll then no longer be occupying the same physical space as the plane of beacon. Then they won't react when they're brought into the same plane, and then it'll avoid the town blowing up and killing everybody. And I feel partially responsible for this. And
that's because you are
partially.
Out of wild curiosity, how big is this Ruin Stone?
It's a gem of extraplane origin. It's maybe 6 to 8 inches across.
Oh, right. So we're not talking Braze Blockman.
No, we should be able to grab it and move it and bring it to the plane safely without it interacting with the plane of beacon. Because when I reactivated the plane of beacon, I didn't realise that would cause the runestone to start coming back into this plane of reality, and then the maths get very complicated at this point, and I probably shouldn't be explaining it more than that.
What does this stone do?
Where do you plan on putting this stone? Are you leaving it on the ethereal plane?
No, we need to bring it to this stone. Apparently it's an artifact of great magical power. It was apparently made in the Netherese Empire.
No, we really don't. That which is lost has been found. If it's on the ethereal plane, it's lost. Thank you very much. So can I not just go to the ethereal plane and move it somewhere else?
I guess that would work, yeah.
Aye, you don't want to be going messing around with prophecies and shite.
Exactly.
It never ends well.
But yeah, it's a Netherese artifact. It's supposed to be very, very powerful.
Well, this may be the reason why they're coming here.
Probably.
If we can move it, they might not even show up.
Oh, that would be so boring. I would very much like to kill them all.
We could move it outside the city.
We could move it to Waterdeep. That place is full of wankers.
And then we could sell popcorn and watch.
This is a plane.
Send it to the Red Wizards of Fear. They'll have a great time with those two armies.
So what you're saying is we have to go to this plane of ethanol and do whatever you were talking about there. I was drinking. I don't care.
A plane of ethanol sounds like a ridiculously interesting place for you to live.
That's what I thought. That's the only reason I listened.
He says, so we're in agreement. Thank God you saved everybody's life. Again.
Okay, now, please explain to us, as if we were idiots, exactly what we have to do.
Come to the top of the tower where the planar beacon is, and then I'll cast a spell to transport us all into the ethereal plane. We grab the rune stone and move it.
And how do we get back?
I can bring you back. That's not a problem. I just cancel the spell.
And when you die horribly, how do we get back?
Well, technically, I've got banishment, so I could just stay over there, banish you back to this plane, because you go back to your own plane, have a wee nap, banish the next person.
It sounds like a very good plan. We should take sleeping bag for you.
Little pillow? Aye.
Yes, and maybe a packed lunch. I'll get a packed lunch. I'll go and get a packed lunch, a pillow, and a bedroll.
I bet you do.
Do things live on the ethereal plane?
Well, I wouldn't so much describe it as living, but they exist.
Yeah, I thought they might.
Are these things dangerous?
I think we can take that as read.
We know they're all red.
I like this. Assuming the characters agree to the quest, and don't all just die in a horrible town explosion.
Sounds like I wrote this.
I'm going to say, I'm glad they know us.
Right, he says, well, anytime you're ready, obviously the sooner the better.
Let's go now. It's boring.
Yeah,
So I should not murder the idiot man now. Should
Not
wait till
yet.
we get back and murder the idiot man.
Yay.
Right, so you head off to the house of Thalavar. Do you need to grab anything on the way, or are you just girding your
That's
loins and...
A packed
Oh my
lunch, a sleeping bag, and a pillow.
I shall leave strict instructions. Nobody touches the boom crate.
Yeah, that's Andy's boom crate. I don't
It's
even...
like if anybody touches that while I'm away, I
We
am
will
not
need
responsible.
a new town.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, you arrive at the tower. The House of Thalavar is a tall tower at the heart of town, recently rebuilt by soldiers. The structure is now serves as a garrison for Neverwinter soldiery. Ravens circle the tower's pointed roof, and warm lantern light shines from its windows. At its foot, two arched doorways open into the area. There's a bunch of guards outside, and there are several guards inside. I do have a player's map, but if you are happy to just follow me, you have been in this before, except for Gorgoth. It's a 3-story tower leading up to an open roof. There's a spiral staircase from the bottom that it will happily just lead you through. I'll just pop you into the bottom room for now. The guards nod as Galio comes. Just for a quick bit of background, the first time they came here, it was in ruins, Michael, and our good friend the wizard was actually possessed by a ghost who was doing something with the planar beacon, and they managed to exorcise him, and
Okay.
so
We gave him a Mr. Motivator DVD.
Yeah.
He exercised himself.
so the door to the north is the spiral staircase. You can go straight up to the roof unless you want to go anywhere else. In the entry hall, a large banquet table rests on the floor. The guards use it as a mess hall and meeting room, and guests are also entertained here. There's fresh water jugs and loaves of bread lying about. It's all been cleaned up since the last time you came. All of the roof and everything has been repaired. So Galileo says, it's this way to the roof. It's not changed much. We've just repaired it. We've put more beds in the bedrooms.
Right.
Have you remembered you've got a third floor now?
He says, yes, that was very funny. And he beckons you to go up the spiral staircase. By all means, you can go somewhere else if you like, but he's going to lead you straight up to the roof.
I'll follow him.
Right.
Aye, I'll
We
follow.
should follow him.
This time you get to the roof without incident. You're going to love this. This doesn't look dangerous at all, does it? Right. The room is dominated by the planar beacon, a 5-foot-high egg-shaped geode mounted on a rotating bronze pedestal and enclosed within a crystal cylinder. Around the crystal cylinder, the intricate golden cage work has been repaired. A large silver bell is mounted to a wall bracket near to the room's entrance. 8 barred cells line the chamber's wall. The beacon slowly turns and sheds light, a bit kaleidoscopic light over the interior of the room.
Just cause I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, it's almost blinding. You have to turn it off. Right, inside, these are the 8 cells, the small squares. Inside 2 of the cells are what appears to be 2 statues. Galio says, these are the first 2 that are brought through. They are horrors from your worst nightmares. They have elongated heads. They don't have any eyes. They just have indentations where the eyes would be on what you would presume would be a head. They've got 4 arms. Each arm ends in razor-sharp claws that they seem to have chitin rather than skin, and it's covered in spines and cutting implements that grow out of it. Its clawed feet are actually digging into the wood of the floor.
I'm going to look at each one of them and go, if you don't behave, you'll be going back.
They're completely unable to move.
Is there a prayer for thank God we've got a warlock?
Right. Can you see the appropriate token?
Do we red thing?
Galio says, as long as the beacon turns, they're held completely paralysed. What I was thinking was we could tie them up or something and then fly over with fly spells and drop them on the enemy. That would cause absolute havoc.
They would, and then how do we get them back after?
Well, you just banish them. It'll be fine.
Right, okay.
I don't know. I hadn't thought that far ahead.
He's thinking far ahead. Is something called consequences. Now, they're quite important. It's a consequence of lighting a pipe around a stupid, giant, gnomish mine. That is dangerous. You don't do it. The consequence is getting blown up.
Right. So he begins to chalk a pentagram on the floor around the planar beacon. He says, the ritual will take around 10 minutes or so.
No, I'll light my pipe.
So you're not saying that these things aren't going to attack?
Sorry, we have informed people that we're popping off to the inner planes while a attack is due.
I didn't hear anybody inform anybody.
We should tell some people. While he's doing the ritual, I'll pop off and tell a few people that there's going to be we have to go and save the city quickly. And while we're saving the city, if anyone attacks, just tell them to hang on about 15, 20 minutes.
Excellent.
If they try to attack, say skin cheese, and that makes you immune to the attack.
Yeah, please don't do anything. Right, so Galio grinds something up in a pestle and mortar, and you surround the ruined stone. He then dips his finger in and draws a magic rune on each of your forehead and chants an incantation to draw upon the power of the planar beacon. Is everybody?
That's not going to stop though while we're off there, and those things are going to go mad.
No. He says, as long as the planar beacon doesn't interact with the ruined stone, then it'll be fine. Right. As he does this, he then steps over and rings the silver bell. As the silver bell is struck, the words fade away. The world fades away. Grey mist swirls into view, and the temperature drops to a soul-chilling cold. You and your companions in the tower you stood in remain just visible, but appear translucent and oddly distant. In this strange world, a beam of blue light spills from the planar beacon and sweeps around it in a circle like a spectral lighthouse. Most mysterious of all, a spiral staircase arises from an archway in the wall that wasn't present before.
Time to go up the stairs. Let us go.
Can I either roll Arcana or just ask you, is there any point in me detecting magic around here, or is it just going to be going mad?
It's probably just going to go mad, yeah.
Fair enough.
He says, it should be at the top of there.
We'll have to go.
How many bad things are going to happen to us while we do this stuff for you? In future, by the way, when you decide to summon out the planar creatures to aid us, give us a note.
He says,
well, how we Gulliver, you lead the way.
He begins to chant a spell, and he vanishes and says, this way, up the stairs, and heads up the stairs as he tugs on somebody's...
I'll follow him.
Has he gone invisible?
He has gone invisible, yeah.
I'm going to say out loud, and why have you gone invisible?
Because I'm the most fragile of people around here.
I would not be so sure of that.
Right. He leads you up to a circular chamber. He says,
Should we be on a different map from the original Portal one, or is that where we're meant to be?
You should be. He says there may be creatures attracted to the runestone. If you can lure them into the plane of beacon, it'll pull them through and paralyze them into the cages.
Well, this just gets more wonderful by the day.
He says, yeah, if you just pull it back into the plane of beacon room, and then we'll be fine.
Right. I thought we just had to move this damn runestone. Now you're adding stuff.
Well, it's obviously going to be a squeeze for a start. It's obviously going to be guarded by creatures.
Trouble. Oh, guards! You definitely did not say guards.
No, he didn't.
Rick, can we make a reminder that this person should not be allowed to do anything?
4 of those horrific creatures stand around a snake-like pedestal in which its mouth clasps a fiery red crystal the size of a human palm.
Hello, chaps. Would you mind letting us take that away in a way that we don't have to do bad things to you?
Right, okay. Upon speaking as you're coming up the stairs, they immediately let out a hissing noise and begin running towards you, waving those.
I'll try to hand one of them a hard-boiled egg.
I head down the stairs back to the plane of beacon.
You run back down to the plane of beacon, okay? Right.
Yeah, we should all do this. Sicilian is being very clever.
Yes, good point. Get them to chase us. Chase me.
Right, so let me just...
Sound the retreat, Erical.
Right, so yes, is that what you're planning to do? They hiss and run at you, waving their forearms.
We will deal with them.
You just turn and run. Right,
Yep.
they run into the ethereal version of the... Right, so you come out of this doorway here. Sorry, this map is a bit confusing. You pile down the stairs with these hot on your heels behind you. Again, to roll for some initiatives. What kind of plan do we have to deal with this? Kalash, you go first.
I will move myself to here and get ready. If anything gets near me, it's getting stabbed.
Very good.
Tanks with the shield wall at the doorway, so they can only get in one at a time.
Yeah.
Let them into the room so we can do the thing to the thing.
Right, noticeably...
So they're coming down that staircase on the left.
Yeah, next is the noticeably statuesque beastie, which comes down the stairs at a pace that you were not expecting, Gorgoth, and slams into you. Luckily, you were at the back. This horrific thing reaches out with its claws, and suddenly they move with blinding speed, and the claws hit you multiple times. Maybe not. I've got so many windows open here. You must allow me to move my windows. Right, this over and over again, like a cat striking. So 1 hit, 3 attacks, 4. 4th one hits, 5. Right, block. Right, so this razor sharp claws dig into your shield and your armor, and you actually gets through, and you take a small hit from it. Next up is another one, which comes running down the stairs, but can't get past its companion to get at you. We rab.
How many is this? Is this 5 feet each square on this still?
Yes. We rab. You're moving to the.
Oh.
Yep.
Is Rick able to shout, just Gogoth, get out the way, and then I can put in a little thing in my turn?
They haven't got any weapons or anything, have they, Rich? It's just claws.
Yeah, just razor sharp claws. You can see it tearing chunks out of Gogoth's plate armor and shield.
I'm going to do a little produce flame on it.
That'll teach him. Right, you miss with your flame. It dodges out of the way. Is that your turn?
Pew! That's it.
Shashelian.
Unless I cast Shillelagh.
No. You've already cast your cantrip.
Oh, yes.
Shashelian.
Okidoki. I shall move
Aye, don't stay there.
to there, and I will cast Bless at a level 3. So
Okay.
that should, let's see. So I'll be able to, everybody else but me gets a Bless then, basically.
Okay.
Is that plus D4 or something too?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So target everybody and then hit the effect. So Shash casts Bless, and you all feel the power of the Lord flowing right through you. Right. With lightning speed, the third beast comes pouring down the tower, but can't actually get further down the stairs, as does the last one. Rick?
So does this planar lighthouse just have the shine on them that pull them through, or what?
That's what you've been told.
Concentration, 90 foot sphere, centered on a point you choose within range. Right. I'm just going to say sorry, Gagoth, if this hits you. I'm going to cast a spell, a level 4 warlock spell called Sickening Radiance. I get basically a 30-foot sphere centered on a point you choose within range.
Okay.
This is the problem.
And what does it do? Right, what we're going to do for spells with area effects, you're going to draw to me where you want to put it, then we're going to put the effect down.
Okay.
Because although it is fun to measure it to a minute thing, I want to see if you blow each other up.
Right.
So,
what tool would I use?
I forgot to say that I was moving further back than I was originally said.
right, if you
drawing mode at the top.
No, well, you can use draw mode, but if you hold down both mouse buttons and then drag it, do you get a line like that or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So wherever you put the point.
Okay. Right. Yeah. No problem.
Or you can right click and go pointer and then draw arrow.
How do I know how far this tower goes out behind the doorway?
No, it's all ethereal and misty and stuff. And if you look out of the windows, which you can see out the windows to the left and the right, all you see is white mists as far as the eye can see.
This might not be a good idea at all. I think this spell's going to hit too many people. That is not what I had clicked up.
Oh, you can cancel it.
Within a 30-foot radius. I'm being stupid. Radius and diameter.
Yeah, radius is 60-foot diameter. It's going to hit basically everything in the room.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So you cancel your spell then?
I do. Does that still use the spell slot?
No. But it does mean you can't act because you've...
Is this gem thing doing a lighthouse thing as well, or...?
The red gem upstairs wasn't it? It was just pulsing softly.
Right.
But this gate thing...
Yeah, it's like a lighthouse beam that sweeps round.
Okay.
Slowly.
Has it been shone on any of them yet?
No.
I can still do something.
How fast or slowly is it moving round?
It's moving around slowly, and it's there.
Clockwise, I take it?
Yeah.
So when it gets near the door, I suggest we all pull back.
Right, okay, Rick. So
right. What I can also do is using my meta magic power is play 2 sorcery points to make a spell that would normally be a spell into a... Oh no, I can't cast 2 spells in one turn, can you? It's 1 cantrip and 1 spell.
Yeah, unless you use hasted, which I think is a sorcerer thing.
Unless you what, sorry?
Unless you spell haste it using sorcery points. I don't know how to do that.
Sorcery points would turn it into a bonus action. Is that allowed?
I think so.
Right,
what are you trying to cast like?
A spell.
Right, well, can everybody... I mean, I can say Andy's already running away.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not running away.
I'm not going to cast... I'm just going to do Eldritch Blast.
Right. After all of that, Rick goes, Eldritch Blast. He's a warlock. Right, target it and start Eldritch Blasting.
Yeah.
I just started blasting.
It's because I went to use that and it would have been really good, but it would have destroyed like all of us.
24. Go bless.
Right, and again.
A noticeably statuesque monster. Hits again. The power of bless compels you. 1 damage. You go, Rick.
Right.
And are you moving or are you staying still? Can
you reshare me the map, I'm afraid, because I disappeared it. That was the spell I used.
Yes.
Right, thank you. I am going to move back just a wee bit. That would have been a really good spell, but it would have just destroyed too many people.
Right, Gagoth, finally. Rick, finally stops fumbling with his spells. What would you like to do?
Rage.
Yep.
Reckless attack. Against notably statuesque.
So many dice. I guess a 29 will hit. I might have to check up on that.
Okay, you check up on it.
Big hits. Slashing away with that battle axe.
And second attack?
Yeah.
Might do it.
A 29 or 27. I don't know. I'll have to check the armor class. No, I think that just hits.
That is my attacks. What can get to me at the moment?
Or just that one, because the second one is adjacent to you, but it's on a spiral staircase, so it can't reach you. They can only get you one at a time.
So I'll stand where I am.
Shouting, "Thou shalt not pass, you foul, horrible creature."
Yeah.
Very good. Monsters cannot move because they're blocked in the door. Ethical. You wish to move there, sir?
Well, hang on. Just before I do that, may I just check? You know, upstairs in the next room, that red pulsing gem, is that the thing we're after?
Yes, that appears to be the...
That appears to be the thing we're after.
Yes.
Right.
I've got an idea. Instead of waiting for that beam to move round, why don't we all move to the beam? And when it comes to attack us, it'll go into the beam. So we're not like waiting for the beam to turn round.
Is that your move, Andy?
Yes, please. And I am going to cast a spell, I think.
I take it the beam won't affect us.
You've been told it won't affect you.
Hang on, where'll I find it? There it is. For a minute. What do I do with this? Presume. Hang on. Can you target yourself?
You can.
How do you target yourself? Wait a minute.
Just control-click yourself. Same as normal.
Control-click. Right, so I should have targeted myself.
You have. And you cast invisibility.
I do.
Excellent.
Was me free invisibility?
Is that your turn?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
Because what I'm thinking is, if for any reason these four beasties get into this room, I'm invisible. I'll nip up the stairs, grab the gem, and bring it back.
Yeah. Good plan. Kalash.
No, can I whisper to Kalash? I'm still here.
I get that, my friend. Right. I will dart into here. Can I stab the guy in the door?
Yes. And you
shall do
can
this.
get your sneak attack as well, so don't forget to put that on first.
Well,
Because you're standing toe-to-toe with Gagoth. The wall. Shouldn't be called the crow, it should be called the wall.
Oh, I actually targeted. I am a genius.
Let's not go that far.
I am a clever.
Do the stabbings.
Why is rolled a d4? All right, here.
Because you are blessed. Because bless is awesome. Yeah, hits.
It's kind of awesome. Right.
Bless is friggin' amazing. That's his bardic inspiration. But bless is better. Oh, you do a lot of stabbings. Like vile black ichor pulls out of it instead of blood. It drips on the floor where it hisses and slightly begins to...
I'll twat it with my mace. A little bit.
Yeah, it glances off its kite, not doing much. Arg monster. Right, I need to roll d6 to see if it's a special attack. Yes, its special attack comes back up. So again, those flurry of claws, Goth. 1 hit. 2 hits. 3 hits. 4 hits. 5 hits. And 6 hits. All 6 slam into you, drawing sprays of blood as they pierce your armour. The other creature can't get past to get at you, although it really wants to. Rab.
How bad is Gagoth wound?
Moderately, you can tell by clicking it, by hovering over his little dot.
40 out of 111. It's also on the party tracker, combat tracker. I only say that because I read it.
Yeah. I will target Gagoth and chuck him a heal.
Nice one. You will notice, healers, I have gone through and set your heals to the right levels, so you can upcast your heals. Right, Goth. Warm druidic energy flows over you. Is there anything else you want to do? And you can cast your produce flame because you used a healing word. That's basically what healing word's for. So you can attack and...
I'll pop you or whatever it is.
Whatever it is, it's notably statuesque. Oh, it's a hit. It's a big hit. Look at those. Look at that. All this time you've been missing bless. Alright, it burns away. It still hasn't gone down, but it's looking quite badly hurt. Shashelian.
Alright, I'll pop some arrows into it.
You should use a bow.
Aye, Shashelian can shoot past you because he's got marksmanship. Damn him. Damn his eyes. Nice miss there, Shash. Goth, Shash nearly takes your head off.
Excellent.
And it's a hit. Yeah.
Very palpable.
And that is 7 damage. Excellent. Is that your turn, Shash? Are you running further away or are you quite happy being nice and close? Oh, nice. Right. You run up towards the beam, presumably. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Right, monsters can't get down. Rick.
Okay. Not dead yet, that one, is it?
Nope. It's
I don't
taking
waste
quite a
the
pounding,
damage.
and it seems to be dishing out.
Am I all right
Actually, no.
targeting it? 'Cause
It's gone down. That one has gone down. Shash put it down with those last few points of damage.
does that mean there's another one there?
It's not in sight because it hasn't had its turn to move down the stairs.
Am I able to hold a banishment when it comes into play?
Yes, but you have to cast it now. So
Okay.
it will use the spell slot whether or not it actually happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be that it'll basically, as long as I keep the spell up for a minute,
Yeah.
concentration.
So
I
don't cast
basically
it
need to
yet,
focus that,
but
yeah.
whether you use it or not, you've used the spell slot.
Okay.
Okay. Goth. You can see one coming up, one further up the stairs that's going to come running down at you.
Can I get it at the moment?
No. You can wait and hold your attack action if you like. And your... Oh, no, it's took off your reckless attack. That's pretty good, that.
Yeah, because it should do.
You could, of course, move forward on the stairs, or you could just hold your attack action till it comes into range.
I will hold my attack action.
Very good. Right, he can't get down the stairs. Etergal, are you just waiting for an opportune moment, or are you doing anything?
I am going to move so that I am ready for an opportune moment.
Okay, sounds good. End of round. Round 3, Clash.
I will hold my attack till something comes up the stairs to get stabbed.
Yeah, strangely enough, right then and there, something comes around the corner to get stabbed.
Right.
Oh, I will target it
Now, how
using
does
my
that
target
work?
clip.
Right, so...
Don't we all have it in one that stab them
yeah,
all,
well,
throats
Kalash's
out?
highest... Goth was the one holding... Rick was holding action first, so you can banish it. Then Goth can
Right.
attack, then Clash can attack.
Well, not if I banished it, because I'll be banishing it to This is native to a different plane of existence, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's not even native to the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
This is so
So-
far beyond the other planes that the other
I'll be
planes don't know the
banishing
way
it
there.
to another plane of to whichever plane of existence it came from.
Even at -2, it fails. So it goes poof and pops out of existence, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So is it permanently gone, or...
I have to hold my concentration for at least a minute.
Right, okay. So what I'll do is I'll just move that to one side for now, so
So-
it's out of the way.
I'm going
You
to
want
kind of
tell
say,
it, we'll tickle 'em.
yeah, under grunted, Mao's good. Get the next one. Don't let them hit me.
We rab. This is awesome. This is super easy. Barely an inconvenience. You're really kicking ass. This is going great.
Mm-hmm.
We rab.
I'm now very worried.
I will hold my produce flame till one pops around the corner again.
Okay, Shash.
I'm holding my attack action to hit the first monster that pops up.
Same sensible. Yeah, one runs around the corner, attempting to disembowel Goth.
I shoot it then.
Right,
And
so...
it gets absolutely hammered.
Yeah, Goth goes first, then Kalash, then we rab, then Shash, as it gets thoroughly mullered by held attack actions. So Goth, you go first.
Yeah. Where is my... There it is.
This one has wretched laughter, apparently.
It's just Sid James.
Yeah.
That's a better one.
Yeah. Slashing easily, left, right. Yeah, you're just absolutely tearing chunks out of this thing.
And as my bonus action, I will use Second Wind.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Excellent. Right, next up, Kalash. Do you want to go all stabby, sir?
Oh, there's going to be some stabbing.
Have you got your sneak attack on? Yeah, that's a hit.
I don't, but I can press it because it affects damage, doesn't it?
It does. See the difference Bless is making. Like normally that would
Bless
miss.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
23. Yeah, oof, that's a big hit. Yeah.
I'll twanic it as well.
With your mace as well.
Well, it would be rude not to.
And he crits. Oh, crit. Boom, baby.
Boom, baby.
Yeah, this one is almost dead in one shot. We rab. It hits. Right, wow. Yeah, that one dies in a volley of held actions. Yeah, literally torn apart by a volley of held actions. Nice work, guys. Right, so next up we have Arg. Next up was Goth, wasn't it? Because we're starting again.
Yeah.
Goth, you stand in the
I'll
doorway,
wait for something to come round the corner.
holding out attack section. Yeah, the black ichor leaking out of the creature that just got literally blown apart is starting to eat a hole in the floor. And next up is the fourth of the creatures. As it comes running around the corner, you may attack it, sir.
Okay.
It has a patronising frown, allegedly.
Give me a second. Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, that does more than hit.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Big ol' hits.
Except that one.
This is how a barbarian's supposed to dish out those damage. So that was 2 hits, and are you bonus attacking it, or have you done that?
No, I haven't done that this time. Yes, I will bonus attack it. Oh dear.
Another crit, yeah. 15 damage. Lucy gets to go. It's a flurry of attacks once more. That was the wrong one. Right, that one missed.
Ouch.
Crit, so that was 8, so I'll do another 8 here because I accidentally rolled it. So you've taken 16 in total. Yeah, you hit again. These things are fast and they're wearing through armor. Luckily, it's in
So how many
physical
did you
damage.
take up that attack that hit?
It should have been 16 because it was an 8, and then I rolled a crit. Because the first roll, I rolled the damage. I missed the hit button and rolled the damage. So
Okay.
I've just doubled the damage that you've taken.
I kind of see them as pink horrors.
Wow, that's 40 KS.
And I've totally lost how many attacks I've done now. 1,
We shouldn't talk about
3.
2, 3. So I've got 3 more for this flurry. It's again. It's again. Last one. Hits again. Bam. Right, after a flurry of damage in one round, you are bleeding to get once more from several wounds. Gull.
Right. Since I'm hiding behind Gurgoth here, I'm going to apply my Haler's kit,
5.
which shouldn't turn me visible again, I don't think.
No, I'll let you do that. You just give him a willy waper. Does anybody know what that is? Where you lick the brown paper and just slap it on?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it doesn't sound disturbing,
19,
especially in the middle of battle.
23.
As a child, I was told it would cure anything.
Yeah, willy waper off your nana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go rub down with the magic sponge.
Oh, there you go. A nice big heal there, Goth, off Etigal. Excellent. Round 4, Kalash.
Stab.
There is a surprise. Many, many stabs.
Make sure you're stabbing the right one.
Yeah, make sure you hit a target on the right one.
Have I got the right one targeted there?
You're attacking the pissed off, uncouth demeanour.
As opposed to the patronising frown.
Oh, sorry, Rich. Can I change my target?
Mm-hmm. Blame Rick. Hang on, I'll clear your targets and I'll target it for you. There you go.
Thank you. Right, I've hit. Now I will just do
Roll your
schedule
damage.
All of the damage.
All of the
time.
damage. Right, the thing veritably explodes upon the end of your dagger, and the stairs momentarily fall quiet. And then a scream from the top of the spire breaks the air. A shockwave washes through the mists, and the spectral light of the planar beacon flickers and dies. Looking back into your own world, you see the trapped monsters awaken and break free from their cells. However, they're on the material plane, not on the ethereal plane. As you watch, they immediately vanish into the shadows as if they have turned invisible, but they reach out, the body touches the shadows, and boom, they're gone. And then there's a scream. Right, the planar beacon has gone out.
What that
Can I
daft
stealth
weird
up the
stuff?
stairs and find out what's going on?
You can stealth up the stairs, but as you do,
Mm-hmm.
you feel yourselves jerked sideways in that strange manner as you reappear on the astral plane. So that is not there anymore. That doorway is gone, because that's only on the astral plane. So that should have been marked as a secret door, to be honest. Rick, I'm not sure what happens to your beastie. Presumably it stays in its out-of-plane goodness.
Yeah, as long as I can be there for a minute, I've kept this concentration up long enough.
Those two have vanished. You're not sure whether it's taken an hour or a minute to swap between planes, but you're now back on the material plane. Everybody feels slightly sick.
Does that not mean we haven't moved the runestone?
Lying beside you, apparently enough to move it, is Galio lies unconscious on the floor. The stone tumbles out of his hand. This is his unconscious.
I kick him.
Kick him a lot.
I'll cast healing word on him.
And then when he wakes up, I'll kick him again.
Okay, I don't have a proper token, so this one will have to do. He lies unconscious on the floor, and the literally the stone rolls under his palm. This door is open, the one at the top of the stairs.
May rushing over to kick him.
Right, Andy runs over, kicks him. Dave hails him. He groans, so you give him another
again.
Yeah, Andy gives him another kick as Dave heals him.
I guess I reappear because that's technically an attack.
Yeah, worth it though. So worth it.
Oh, definitely. Because he won't have seen it coming.
Where's the top of the stairs?
The top of the stairs are here.
Okay. I will make for the top of the stairs
Okay, you run to the top of the stairs
and start heading down.
and head down to the next level.
Can I scope up this ruin stone? While he's
Yeah,
still not sure what's going on.
it's icy cold to the touch.
I shall stick it in a pouch on my backpack or something sharpish.
Okay. Right, Gogoth, you head down the stairs. A blood-curdling scream sounds from further down.
Well, I'll head downstairs as well.
I shall follow.
Right, what I need to do is we now have two loose creatures on the prime material plane, and on the prime material plane they have different powers. Dun dun dun.
None of this is good news.
None of this is good news at all. Or I've got a horrible feeling something really bad's about to happen.
Rich, any windows in this room?
In the room you're in, yes, to the north and the south.
Right. I take it the rest of the party is rushing in the direction of these screams.
Well, so far, Goth has disappeared down the stairs, and Shash has ran to the top of the stairs.
Right. Do these windows open?
Yeah, I would say so.
Right.
Are we going to throw an unconscious mage off the top of the building by any chance?
No, I'm going to open the window and step out.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yep. So you open the window and step out and start slowly floating towards the ground floor.
Correct.
Right, Goth, the scream has come from further down.
Then I will proceed down.
Right, you head down another level and come to a closed door. Right, Shath, Goth has ran down the stairs. What's everybody else doing? And he's stepped off, and it's going to take him a few rounds too.
I'm heading off after Goff.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I'm going to float down to the ground and come in through the front door and catch it in a pincer movement.
Can I tell whether or not a minute has passed yet?
Yeah,
Like
I would say a minute's passed and it's
Right, well then I'll
disappeared.
follow the Goth as well. I presume it's that way, isn't it?
Goth, because you ran down the stairs first, the door's in front of you, the scream has come from this level.
Okay. Through the door.
You kick the door open and see before you another door and a corridor turning. Shash, you run to the top of the stairs. Andy jumps out of the top, para-style.
Apparently, I float 60 feet down the round.
Yep, so it's going to take you 2 rounds to hit the bottom.
Right, not a problem.
Okay, not a problem at all. Right, so the rest of you, all run to the top of the stairs, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys run to the top of the stairs, leaving the semi-conscious Galio on the top.
Semi-conscious and bruised.
I'll
Yes.
grab him by the shirt and drag him with me.
So Kalash.
Because I'm a good guy. It's a rude rumor that I'm not a good guy.
Right, so Kalash, you're still on the roof. The plane
Yes,
of
I'll grab
beacon
him
has
by the
gone
shirt
dull.
collar and grab him
Okay, and drag him where?
with us.
Okay.
Down the stairs.
Eagle's
his ankles.
floating.
Yep, I'll just move myself out the window if I can.
Right.
Yes, there we are. So I'm now 60 feet down with a bit of luck.
God, very tough. Not so tough, I'm afraid. Which one's this one? Right. Goth, another scream echoes out from around the tower.
Same floor.
No, that one's a different floor. But there's definitely a scream came from this floor.
Okay. Kick it open unless it's...
Yeah, you kick the door open.
Yeah.
Inside you see a horribly mutilated body lying against the wall. As you step into the room, or partially into the room, a series of claws flurry out of the darkness Ow, it's crit with the first one. Not only that, but as this thing hits you, you feel screaming in your mind and blood starts to run out of your nose. That was the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6. It's... Right, as a bonus action, it disappears into the darkness so that all you can see is through the darkness and then moves. All of the lights seem to have been dimmed inside. Another scream and a guard screams and then goes silent. Rab. It's a very complicated...
Still at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, you've headed down the stairs and you're partway down the stairs with Shash.
Can I push past Sash or not?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
I'll get down the stairs as far as I can then to get to where Goth was attacked.
Yeah, so do you get off at the level where Shash is, or do you get off at the next level?
I wouldn't know which level Goth's at, would I?
No, you would not.
I get out at this level.
You get out of this level. Okay, so you jump out into here. You don't see anything ahead of you.
Right. Is there any lights on?
No, the lights seem to have been dimmed or extinguished somehow.
I will light a torch or a candle, whatever I've got on us.
Okay, you light a torch. You can just use your druidcraft to light a torch. The gut rune torch reveals an open door further down the corridor to you.
Right. Have I got any movement left?
Maybe you can get to about there. Right, Shashelian. Oh, sorry.
And then, can I cast a cantrip?
Mm-hmm.
I cast Control Flame.
Right.
I double the area of bright light on my torch.
Okay, so that is burning brightly. It casts the shadows off into the darkness. Shashelian.
I'll keep on heading down.
Yeah, I'll follow.
You head to the next level, yeah. So you arrive at the next level. You can continue further down, or what would you like to do?
I'll keep going down until I get to the ground floor, but I've got my head in a swirl. I don't know if these figures can go invisible or anything like that.
Right, Shash creeps forward. Early you arrive at the bottom floor. The doors are still closed, so presumably the beasts haven't gotten out.
Well, there was a scream and there was guards, so they're attacking some people. So I will not stealth. I'll stand there in the middle of the room and go, come on then. And the first thing that steps close to me is getting its throat slashed and its head smashed in.
Okay, very good.
I'm not good damn for this.
We have a bunch of guards, or should I say victims?
Is the thing next to Shash a closed window?
Yes, it is.
I assume if someone's going to make a tower to summon things, they're going to do some warding and magic things. And if they didn't, we should find them and hit them with a mace.
Rick, what would you like to do?
Right. So I'm still on this floor. I'd like to move down the stairs as well, which is that way, isn't it?
Yeah. Which floor do you want to head to?
Can I go to the floor that I think the light's coming from?
Yeah, give for 30 seconds.
Is that doable?
The light?
Yeah, because didn't we Rab cast light?
You can see a bright light coming down when you get to this floor.
So I can get off onto here. That would be my maximum movement, I'd have thought.
Yeah, so you run around the corner and you are confronted with Wee Rab and little else. Goth, can you please make me a perception check? Are you doing anything else, Rick?
Can I just hold an Eldritch Blast if something comes at us?
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be its trigger. I could have banished another thing, but I can't see it, so...
A 17. Right, you think you hear movement somewhere around, but you don't. You can't actually pinpoint it as you swing your eyes about. You can't see this thing in your dark vision, and everything seems to be quite dim.
I'll tell Shash to open the window.
Why do you want the window open for?
Because it's a shuttered window, so...
All right, yeah.
It hides in the darkness. Open the window.
Yeah, you can see Goth's been hit several times and he's got blood running down his nose.
Right.
COVID.
You push the window open and further down the corridor, scuttling along the ceiling, you see one of these horrible creatures. I just have to make sure I get the right one, because that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
I'm back, sorry.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
I think we should move all down to the bottom one so we can all fight together.
It's scuttled along, and it seems to be heading into that door to the north. And it seems to be it thought that you hadn't seen it, perhaps. What would you like to do?
I would like to get very, very angry and run down there and hit it.
No, nobody blames you at that. So you, I shout, I'm going to rage.
Yeah.
What race are you? Are you a half-orc?
Yeah.
It's basically
I am having problems targeting it. Am I doing something wrong? Yes, I am.
That would be fine.
Be back in a moment.
Right, so raging and lashing about, the Bane's initially surprised as you start to strike it, as the light shines down the corridor.
I shout, found one, and tell him which floor it were on.
it should go there.
Right, so you tell him which floor you're on. You shout, I've found one on 2. Yes, that'll hit. Bang, big old crits. Oosh, 24. Right, yeah, two big hits. And you can't rage this turn. Can't rage hit. You can't rage hit this turn.
No, I can't, but I can action surge.
That is true, you can action surge. Giving yourself another attack.
Another 2 attacks, isn't it? Yeah.
If it's an attack action, I think so, yeah. But I will allow it, because the beastie sneaked up on you. Double crits again. Wow. You chop it down from the ceiling, and then how do you finish that one off?
I stamp on its head repeatedly.
Yeah, so after 3 or 4...
The proper 2 feet stamp, leap off the ground and stomp its head into the floor.
Yeah, it squishes and black ichor leaks out of all above the floor. From the other side of the door, you hear a squeak, and the door flies open, and behind it stands Sergeant Hazier.
I shout,
I've got an action. I've got an attack left, yeah?
Yeah, he's the guy who's in charge of the military on the thing. He's like, he looks at the beast and starts screaming. He's a fat man with large jowls, sweats a lot, and is quite ineffectual. Excellent, you completely destroyed that creature. Next, the guards are nothing more than victims. Kalash.
I will continue down to the sound of fighting.
Right, the sound of fighting is above you.
I'll continue up to the sound of fighting.
Right, so you head up, and you can see Shash at the end of the small corridor.
Can I squeeze past him?
Yeah, you can. So you've used 5 feet of movement already, so
I'll squeeze
that's
past
going to
him
bounce
and
off
see
the
what
wall.
he can see.
Right, you see Goth jumping up and down on one of these creatures repeatedly until its head is little more than a pulverized.
I'll move up to support him. In fact, I will glue myself to him until something changes.
Yeah. Oh, he's completely squished. Etical, this is round 2, so you have landed. The Etical has landed.
Right. Well, if Etical's landed, that should put me there, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So if that's where I land, I'm going to dash.
And dash round to the front door.
Hang on. And then I shall use my bonus action to dash inside.
Right, so you run in there.
Yep. And I want to slam the door behind me and bar it and stand with me back to it, weapons drawn. Now it's getting past me.
Right. Okay. Right. Right. Sadly, the creature takes a turn. We rab.
Right. Is it what time of day is it outside? Is it daytime or nighttime?
It's about mid-afternoon. When you came here, it was kind of dinner time, so some kind of weird indeterminate amount of time has passed. Not the correct time has passed, but it's still light outside.
Right. And where we are on that level, is that thing on the right a shutter, or is it like a hearth or something in the wall, on the east wall?
On the east wall, that is that's a fireplace.
That's a fireplace, right? Okay, then I will.
The doors and the windows are marked, but the windows have got shutters on. So
right, I will stick my head around the corridor with the torch and look high and low to see if there's anything down the corridor.
Go on then.
Apologies about that.
That's all right. You creep forward, alien style.
Yep.
Right, open the door.
I thought you said the door was already open. Okay, no worries.
Sorry, yes, that one was the open door. Yeah. You can see that door's open a crack as well.
Do I see anything in the corridor or on the ceiling in the
Do
corridor?
you see anything in the corridor? You do not see anything in the corridor.
Okay. Then I will move to this side.
You see a closed door. You remember that room ahead of you is the. Actually, no, that one's an open door as well. Those two are both open. You remember that's the room where you had problems getting into because of the gears.
All right. I will hold my. I will just keep an eye out and wait till Rick joins me by the door.
Paralyzed by indecision, Shashelian.
I shall head downstairs
Okay.
to Etrigal.
You head downstairs and you see Etrigal standing there
With his back to the door,
with his back to the door.
trying to look brave.
I stand next to him.
Good lad, Shash.
See any guards?
No, not in that room. Victims, you mean?
I shall,
Actually, can you not see the guard in that room?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, you should be able to see the mark with a G. The victims.
He's still alive, is he?
He is, yes. He's panicking and grabbing his sword and he's shouting, "What's going on?"
Get beside us, lad. Get beside us.
Yeah,
That daft maid summoned some fucking giggly goo from another dimension.
a giggly goo. That may not be an official 5e monster, but I'm going to make it one.
It's definitely a pink horror then.
It's a giggly goo. Rick, it's up to you, sir.
Okay, right. I'm going to join Wee Rab by the door. I am then going to kick. Is the door closed?
No, it's open, and you can see the other door is open just a little as well.
Right, okay. Can I then go forward to that door?
You can.
Guards. So there's nobody. There's no
two dead bodies.
dead bodies. I shout back. I don't know if this would work. Can I cast Detect Magic to see if there's any invisible?
You can. You
creatures
turn
in
to
there?
shout back and cast Detect Magic, and as you do, something
shit.
slams into you. Slams like a slammy beastie thing, and
I
it does
believe
that.
It's called a giggly goo.
A giggly do. It does that flurry attack that poor Goth has suffered so many times before. Right. So the first one hits. And again, you feel the screaming in your mind. Yeah. Yes. What would your reaction be?
Shield.
Mm-hmm.
I should have done it. It just gives me an extra AC.
Yeah, it got a 20 on that hit, so it's probably going to hit, I would imagine. Have a look. Does that affect every attack for the rest of the round?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Should just come on naturally now.
Actually, yeah. Right, the first one misses.
Until
So
I
if
start my
the
next
first one that
round.
hits, that's the damage it does, unless it's a crit. Because you should have waited for your shield, because bloody warlocks. That's all I'm saying.
That isn't a warlock spell.
So
even.
miss.
Oh, that's a point. I have to roll a d20 as well on the Cracker's Magic table.
Right, second one hits, and you've taken that damage that you did before.
Okay.
And roll the Cracker's Magic, roll a d20. One.
Close.
Close. Right, third one is a hit. Fourth one is a miss. Fifth one is a hit. And the last one bounces off your arm. Right, Rab, you see black arms come out from behind the door and tear into Rick. He screams and clutches his head as blood runs down his face. But you
Get
can't,
away, you gribbly.
you can't actually see the beastie because you don't have line of sight.
Is it attacking from Rick's left or Rick's right as well? On the map?
Oh, fucking hell, it's attacking from the east. Are you talking Rick's left, your left, my left, the machine's left? It's attacking from the east. The arms come out, they're illuminated in the light. And that is the wee beastie's turn. Next up we have Goth.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, Rick, you do complete your Detect Magic spell because obviously that was that had an attack held, but it doesn't really help you, to be fair.
No.
Plus, you know where it is now.
Yeah.
So you do technically have your move and your bonus action. If you wanted to run away, it would get a free attack.
No. I don't run.
You turn to face.
That's why I die.
Goth, it's your turn. Sorry about that.
Open the door to this room.
Inside, you see a terrified guardsman, but he is still alive.
Shout at them to open the windows up.
Right, he pulls the window open.
Open the windows up. It hides in the dark.
Yeah, he pulls the window open and shouts, "What the hell's going on?" Looking terrified with
And
his.
shout it loudly So maybe anybody else around can hear that.
Yeah, so everybody basically can hear you screaming this. Is there anything else you want to do this turn?
Yeah, this is an appropriate time for me to go into there.
Mm-hmm.
Step right up in his face and tell him he's going to have to face a lot more things like this. Maybe it'd be a really good idea if he gave up his command for more suitable commander. Intimidate him.
Oh yeah, go ahead, mate. He's clutching at a spear, but he's shaking from head to foot, and his large jowls are flapping. That's how hard he's shaking. Yes, of course. I don't want to fight those horrible things as you've trailed like black footprints into his
After jumping on something right outside his door.
Yeah. I'll. He backs up hurriedly. I'll step down. Is that your turn?
And tell him to open the window. Make sure he opens it.
He runs over and hurriedly opens the window.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
Start moving back along this way.
Kalash, you hear this conversation with Sergeant Yaz, who's terrified. Sergeant Haz, and he's like, yeah, I will. I don't want to be fighting those things. What would you like to do? Earl
has gone.
Is no longer with us. Earl.
I'll stick them like Lou. I'm sticking to big punchy dude like Lou.
Right. Okay, you're following big punchy block. Eagle, are you just holding?
Right, I'm going to move over there. I'm holding an attack action, and I'm going to suggest to the guard quite strongly that he takes my place in front of the door.
The guard complies, as he's quite terrified by all of the goings on and the shouting and the screaming.
Yeah, and basically anything comes through that door, and it's going to get nailed.
Very good. Right, Rick, it's the Star Spawn. He gets a refresh on his attack on a 4, 5, or 6.
Luckily, my shield should still be up.
No, he doesn't have his multi-attack, so he only gets 2 normal claw attacks at you. So that's lucky. Right, it's blocked by your shield spell.
It's like a purple haze.
Blocked by your shield spell, so it would have torn your throat open, but it sparks as it bounces off the purple rune shield that's around you.
So we hear Prince singing "Purple."
It can't actually move because Rick is bravely blocking the door with his body, and there's no windows in that room. But
I could shove a bottle of extra healing in his mouth if he looks bad.
You could, but you're on a different floor.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Wrong
There's
way.
only me and wee Rab.
Wee Rab, you see Rick taking a good hiding, and then the 2 claws come out and bounce off his shield spell.
I yell at the top of my voice, "It's here," and then I'm going to move to there.
Yep, and you can see it.
Polymorph time, bitches!
Right, so target it, and then use the polymorph thing on your character sheet at the top. You know, it says wild shape.
Tortoise!
Yeah, so change the wild shape to polymorph, and then change the beast to the one thing you want to polymorph it, and it should automatically make it save and roll. By the time we learn all this crap...
There's no slugs. I want something that's not going to move a lot.
Tortoise.
Together creatures.
It's a rab thing, isn't it, the tortoise? Crap.
What about a sloth?
Right, well, as you can see, Rick, you should be able to see, the horrific Cthulhu beastie is now a rather scary-looking tortoise.
Turn it on its back. Turn it on its back.
It would have been even better if, Rick had had a terrible fear of tortoises.
It would be awesome. Right, yes. So, what do you do to the tortoise then?
To put it on its back.
Right, you flip the tortoise over on its back.
And then I will hail Rick.
And shout and tell us which level you're on so we can all stand around waiting.
Yeah, that was the best thing. It's up here, lads. When you've got line of sight, everybody's like, up fucking where? Right, a cry comes from Wee Rab. What do you say, Wee Rab?
I just scream, "It's here."
Yeah.
Whichever. Do I know which floor I'm on?
You know it's on 3, yeah.
Just it's on 3.
Right, head up to 3 then.
Yep, we'll hot-foot it up the stairs.
Right, so you 2 run up the stairs and you discover Wee Rab with an angry-looking tortoise. It's not that it doesn't want to kill you, it just can't.
I look at Wee Rab and go, "What is it with you, tortoises?"
Clash, Goth?
I will stick to him and look for the rest of them.
I've got a cunning idea.
Open the doors and windows and tell Clash to open the one on the
How
other side.
cunning.
I shall do this.
Right, so you open all of the windows on this floor.
Yeah.
But they are shouting, we've got it, we've got it.
I was thinking we'll put a bit of oil on the floor round it, and we'll find some hockey sticks and use it as a puck.
Are you
That's not a bad
carrying
idea.
this angry tortoise down to the bottom floor so everybody can have a look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so, Goth, eventually, everybody convenes in the dining room. On the table is an upside-down, extremely angry-looking tortoise.
Carefully keeping my fingers away from the mouth bit, start it spinning round on its back.
Make sure the room's well lit.
It looks like it really wants to kill you, but
When
it
can
can't.
it turn back?
It's an hour, I think.
It's an hour or something, so you got an hour to...
Or until somebody gets it.
Has anyone got a wood chipper?
Let's not torture the wee thing, lads. It's tacky.
Well, I wouldn't like to wear it.
It'll be tacky. We would glue it to the table.
So,
I like this.
so this tortoise slowly and angrily spins in a slow circle round on the table.
We could always take it down to the harbour and hire it off the end of the pier.
That's fine.
Yeah, that probably
There are
works.
plenty of people to keep it.
Yeah, it's
company.
only about 5 foot deep at the end of the harbour because you have to take the skiffs out to the deeper part of the water to get on the ships.
Oh, well, in that case, we'll borrow a rowing boat and we'll row it out to the deep bit and drop it over the side.
It is an extra planar tortoise.
I could banish it.
It'll be a wet extra planar tortoise by the time we finish.
Have we not got anything to
Oh, but hang on.
hold of
Hang on. If Rick banishes it, can you imagine the look on its mates' faces when it turns up at home, but it's a tortoise?
This plan sounds
Evening.
very good to me. How does the tortoise say evening? It goes tortoise.
Oh, it's even better because if I banish it, it's going to have to take its charisma check on using tortoise stats.
Good thinking.
We'll carve some offensive words on its shell so it's got lower charisma.
I like it. I'll hold it, you carve.
This creature's going to come back later on. It's going to have like a tortoise with a ring through its neck.
head.
It's like...
I could carve what on its back. Apparently, that is an insult to humans.
Ineffectually, the tortoise looks angrily at you all.
Right, shall I banish the bloody thing? Get rid of it then.
You carve rude words into the tortoise and adorn it in pink underwear, whatever. I don't know what you're going to do to it.
Right, I'm just going to...
I will paint it bright pink with Sicilian's nail varnish.
Right, I am banishing it, so you'll have to do a charisma check.
No, it saves.
Oh, it's not gone.
Yeah, because you do the save.
It's not gone.
Out of curiosity, what charisma do tortoises have?
Tortoises have 4 charisma, and that's
You've made it more interesting now.
before you start carving rude words into it. They have 4 charisma.
Everybody's endeared to the bloody thing.
How big is it?
It's a tortoise. It's literally polymorphed into a tortoise.
Yeah, but they can be quite a bit different in size from,
Not
you
a
know.
giant one, I don't think.
I know.
Right.
Have you got another
12 inches?
punishment?
I don't.
Okay.
I've run out of them now.
I'll pick it up,
I need
I'll
a
go
break.
outside, and I'll chuck it straight up in the air.
The thing is, when it takes a point of damage, it'll turn back into a beastie.
Ah, okay.
So catch it again.
Yeah. So
Okay, then in that case, we won't.
you do that. You throw it up in the air, and everybody shouts, "Catch the fucking thing!" And then everybody starts scrabbling and trying to catch it.
Tell me a seagull flies off with it.
Yeah. So
They were
basically,
gonna be
you've got an
being
hour
passed
to think of a way to get rid of this beast, or just turn it back into a beast and then fight it, whichever.
If you give me a shot, if I have a wee nap over here, then I can try again.
Actually,
Why don't we just try
whenever
down
it
to
takes-
the harbour, borrow a rowing boat, and row it out into the deep water?
Or cover it with oil and set fire to it. It'll still be on fire when it comes back.
Yeah, just find a big oven, chuck it in, and lock the door.
What was Gogoth going to say?
Yes.
take it to somewhere high and drop it. How much damage does it take per Or chuck it. How much
The
damage does it take?
maximum's 20d6 height if you could get it up. I don't think anybody can fly. Oh, Brissy can fly.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'm not sure how polymorph works. I think it goes straight when it hits 0. It just turns back in.
No, it takes any damage.
No, it carries.
It takes any
carries
damage
body.
that carries over.
So yeah, take it up real high and drop it.
Batter up,
Is there
lads.
such a thing as cement?
Right, so I assume Brissy turns into a bird and carries the tortoise up so that he drops it and does 20d6 damage. Is this correct?
Yeah, I'll try and drop it on Goth so he can stand there like a batter with his sword.
That might kill him.
Right, do you want to roll the 20d6 or shall I do it?
You can do it.
You're right, click the d6, you go 20 times. The game actually stops to think about how much damage that is.
It's not going to be dead now.
81 damage. No, it exceeds its hit points by 80, and then it has less than 80 hit points left. So what happens is you tell me, the tortoise comes down.
Tortoise comes down, scissor hits it turns into the whatever it was, then just splats all over.
Just splatters all over the floor, scattering ichor and guts everywhere and bits of black chitin.
I'm going to say to Shishalian, you're right, it is a gribbly goo.
Quite a lot of goo.
Jesus Christ.
Could I just say that we did not start this?
That was that bloody stupid wizard. Oh,
We
I'm
should
going to bring
slap
in
the
some
shit out of
interdimensional gribblies.
Right, so as the creature dies and explodes, you didn't think it was that easy, did you?
Yes.
Actually, it is quite that easy. But as the creature splatters all over and you scrape the remains of it off your boots, a pair of ghostly figures emerge from the mists. A dark-skinned warrior woman dressed in chainmail and a red-bearded dwarf carrying a lute. Most of you, again except for Michael, apologise, recognise them as the figures from the painting in Aubrey's shop.
We've met them before.
You have met them before. They are the ghosts of the old Swords of Leilon. You are the new Swords of Leilon. It's like the old Avengers and the new Avengers. The woman holds up her hand in a sign of peace and speaks in an echoing voice. This is what happens to those who meddle in the ruined stone. Leave it here, lest the people of Leilon suffer its wrath once more.
Don't think we were meddling, love.
I beseech you.
You can keep.
We need to either
What-
destroy the stone or take it away where no one can find it.
What would you do to stop the city being attacked by evil forces who would all wish to get their runestone? Would you defend it?
Of course, with my own life.
Then
We
you
have
should deal with it.
sensed that evil powers have recently learned of the stone and are conspiring to claim it. It must not fall into evil's hand. It has a terrible, terrible power.
How would
Well,
we
today we
destroy it?
found out that we're going to get eaten if we don't get a lot of help, and help would be good.
Could we give it to your dragon lady?
I don't know.
She says,
she's wanted,
do
but I
not
could ask
give the
her what
rune
the next
stone
one-
to any living being. It has horrific power.
So it needs to go to an undead one, you say?
I don't think that is what she is saying. I think you are basically making
It either must be destroyed or it must be guarded by someone who is not
Oh,
alive.
bloody thing.
Someone
How
like your good
is it
self.
destroyed.
Oh, that's a good point.
She looks at you and she says, there's only one way to destroy the rune stone.
And yes,
A living soul must willingly give their soul to the rune stone. And the next time it is used, that person will be erased from existence.
Not even for a fucking bet, pet.
Yes.
As you pointed out, you said it can be guarded by an undead, like a non-living person. So can you do it?
We
Here,
can
have
do
it.
it. We can do it.
Just get
The stone allows you to. It was built by the Netherese wizards, and it allows you to travel back in time 24 hours to undo a mistake that you have made.
Netherese wizard. That's a very bad idea, didn't
But
it?
it comes at a terrible cost. For
Times and make
somebody that you know is erased from existence. This is the
Right,
cost
well-
of using the rune stone.
I don't think
Okay.
any of
Wait a minute. Which was stupid and good? Come on, don't be shy.
Tumbleweed.
The good thing is a stretch.
So that she stands there. She says, "We will happily guard it if no one wishes to destroy the stone. I know
You-
it is a terrible sacrifice."
No, it's not a terrible sacrifice. I will gladly help someone make that sacrifice.
I'll whip it out from inside me shirt, plonk it in her hand and go, there you are, pet. All yours.
Someone must be stupid and I'm brave enough to do this. I keep looking at Sash because he's seeing God. So
She cracks a smile and says, "If it's any help, nobody will remember you as ever existed, so you won't be missed."
Come and just get a random person and ask them nicely to do it.
She says, "It can't be. It can't be. You can't force someone to give this sacrifice."
No, I would never do that. I'm a good guy like everybody else in the group. But I would just like to say that there is a rather fat and useless person running the town's garrison that could be
That's
good.
what I was thinking. Bugger him.
See what I can do. If you want to hold on a minute in your ghostly form.
You will not be able to perform this action by deceit or by threats. The person must willingly give their soul.
There's also a liability of a bloody wizard.
He would do it very well. Wake him up. Hey, quick, wizard. Sacrifice your life to save the city.
Right, so you drag the unconscious wizard downstairs and hail him and slap him about a bit until he wakes up. And he says, "Oh, thank God it's over, friends."
If you sacrifice
you think.
to save the city.
Oh, well, I'd sacrifice a lot, but sacrificing my life seems a little...
Everyone would live, and you would be able to go back in time and make things very good. You'll be super powerful, maybe a god.
Well, I offer a third option. My order, the Order of Stars. They're the ones that originally told me to look for the rune stone, and if we handed to them, they said that they would study it and they would learn its secrets and perhaps even bypass its evil power.
No, they just fancy it so they can go and have their jollies with the world.
The world will explode, people will die, I will die. I do not like that happening without my consent because,
He then looks at and he goes, "I suppose you've killed all of the beasties that we were going to use as shock troops."
They were going to kill all of us. You summoned the Lord, you nearly killed everybody. You are worthless. You should sacrifice yourself to help the city. I can't control you, but I can try to persuade you.
that does count as coercion.
I'm not coercing him. I'm showing him all the really good things about sacrifice himself. I rolled a natural 20. I'm going to be like, all of these people you put at risk by arbitrarily going out of your way and summoning our evil out of plane of creatures to kill lots of gods.
He says, I would do it. And she says, "You're quite
very good.
Obviously attempting to skirt the curse."
I'm giving him...
He will not... You're quite obviously hounding them into doing this. He won't give himself his soul fully. It's got to be somebody willing and able to do it, so they can give their soul wholly to it. There will always be a part of him that will not give their soul. And Andy goes, "Well, that's close enough.
But if you want me to turn into a wolf, I'll bloody hound him."
Wait a moment, people. I have a cunning plan. So you're saying that person cannot be coerced into doing it in any way, shape, or form, yes? They must agree, knowing the consequences.
No, they're not. They must agree. They must volunteer their own soul.
Volunteer their own soul, knowing the consequences of their actions, yes?
Yes.
So as long as someone knows that they will die and they're not coerced in any way, shape, or form,
it's not that they will die. They will be erased from existence. Their own family will not remember them. Their brothers, their sisters, their lovers. It will be as if they'd never been.
You agree that this is the way they should be. So by telling this, are you not coercing us, or are you stating fact? Because all I was doing to this young chap was stating fact. I never once said that I would try to cajole him in any way.
She says, "No, I was warning you against using the ruined stone. We are quite prepared to look after it. As non-corporeal forms, we can defend the stone without triggering its evil power."
Brave to volunteer to do this, they would save and remove the rune stone, which would stop the attack, we think.
Hang on a minute. Isn't one of the armies Merkel, the god of the dead?
Yes.
Couldn't he
Merkin,
affect you
the god
two?
of the dead.
Couldn't he what?
Could he hand them the hand over the stone? Because he's the god of the dead and they're dead.
He could if the god himself was here to was going to turn up. I mean, you don't know. It could be a god turns up, I guess.
But the gods are stuff.
Is there like a
That's where
hospital in the town, Rich? Or, the version of a hospital?
There'll be a healer of some kind, yeah.
I wonder if there's somebody in town with an incurable disease.
I was thinking the same sort of thing.
Well, see if anybody wants to die a hero.
Don't talk to them. I'm going to go and we
I
create
start
where
writing the advert. Orphan wanted.
Would you like to make your family £12?
You are the most morally incorruptible people. Honestly,
Incorruptible,
good.
You're right.
Sorry, morally corruptible people.
No, incorruptible. It's the first time.
I have a good plan. Between us, we will put 1,000 gold to the first person who volunteers to willingly sacrifice themselves to save everyone in the city, including their family. They must not have. They will be erased from all memory. But
So the family won't even be upset.
So all the husbands are getting no action tonight unless they volunteer to do it.
She says, do you realise that we're trying to keep this a secret, and now you want to send out runners in all directions? Send your 4 fastest ships, one in each direction, carrying a note saying we want somebody willing to sacrifice themselves, and not use the stone to merely teleport away and use its evil magic for its own
Look, we never said we were subtle.
That would be silly because ships cannot travel over land and we're on the coast. So if someone went east, they would have to literally have a ship with wheels.
A ship with wheels? What a ridiculous idea.
No, in the end, we are just fulfilling the requirements of some very strange otherworldly quest by getting someone else to sacrifice themselves to save the world. And nobody will remember. Now, I will honestly say that if everyone would know my name and would elevate me some semi-godhood, I would probably do this thing. But since this is not a case, it is very bad. Although, wait a second, you can go back in time 1 minute and change the thing. Wait a second, I have a thought. Okay, I will do this thing.
You'll give up your soul.
Yes.
She says,
I will sacrifice myself for the good of everybody else.
She says, I know you're thinking that you can go back in time and change this, but basically as you activate the power of the gem, you will cease to be, because what you're doing, the stone takes a random person that the user knows and erases them from existence. So what you're doing is replacing that person, so the second you try to activate the stone, you'll be erased from existence.
But how about if before he does that, we write ourselves a note?
Sure, that is very, 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 very Bill and Ted's excellent invention theory.
Would it erase the note?
At this, the ghost is actually looking exasperated. You know, when people come out and they give you like prophecies and stuff, and then they're like, you can see she's starting to think, I wish I'd never thought of this.
Turn the gem over to the ghost, man.
No, if I can erase my decision to fix the stone, then I can save my own life, but the stone will still be destroyed.
You can't save you can't use the stone to save your own life.
Why not?
When you try to activate the stone, you will be erasing the person from existence is what powers the stone. So if you think about it this way, you try to power the stone up, it will erase you from existence to power up, and then because it doesn't have a user, the stone will be destroyed. So you won't actually get to go back and change your decision. Both you and the stone will be destroyed.
But how am I supposed to undo something if I don't exist? That is very strange.
Yes, you're not supposed to, which is why you should blame the Netherese. Honestly, they weren't a nice bunch of people.
I blame them all the time.
They created Nether Scrolls. I accidentally created intelligent horses in the campaign with them. It did not end well. There was a strike. People got very upset.
She says, if it'll make you feel better, we can take the stone away, and then if you come to a decision at a later point, you can seek us out. Or if you can find somebody willing to be erased from existence.
Well, I've already given you the stone, pet, so this is fairly, moot, innit?
I have already said that we can do this, but you're not very happy with our methods. Apparently, rules are meant to be lawyered rather than obeyed. Twisting them to your idea of them. You said someone had to obey 1,000 gold, or we look after your family, and you just, give yourself up to save the universe. This is not a bad
She's like, I didn't make the rules. I'm just telling you how to destroy the stone. You're trying. If you're trying to
cajole people, no, I am just trying to explain to them how it will be better if they cease to exist rather than us. We are important. They are just peasants. Do they have to be a lot? Do they have to be human?
They don't have to be human. No, they just have
I will
to.
take a rabbit.
You what?
A rabbit. Will that do?
A rabbit can't choose to give its soul, I don't think.
A rabbit has souls. If not, where do all the calculators go?
It's. I don't think a rabbit knows what a soul is. It kind
Does
of
it have to know?
focuses on ooh carrot or ooh wolf. I don't think it goes. I wonder where my soul goes when I die.
But does the rabbit have to understand souls? Does this mean we have to have some sort of metaphysical conversation with everyone we try to cajole into doing this thing?
Rickles, excuse me, you've got beast talk, haven't you? Could you go and ask a rabbit if it knows it's got a soul?
Hang on a second. Go and check if rabbits have souls. Could someone keep the countdown clock?
Are you pleased you joined this group now, Michael? Are you pleased? Do you see? What?
So this is great in comparison to some of the other things.
This is.
I will not be backed into a corner, young Mr. George. I will fight my corner as if it is some sort of. Your logic doesn't work in my mind.
Only way rabbits could have souls if they wore shoes.
Rabbit skin shoes exist. Therefore, rabbits have souls. We have proved this. It is a fact. Get us rabbits.
I don't like the way Andy grabs everything, but as soon as he heard what the story was like, hey, it's yours, go. Just leave us alone.
Half an hour later, you're still arguing at the ghost, but it's like, I've already took it.
And I'm standing there with my arms crossed going, I've already given you the stone. I don't want anything more to do with it. Just take it.
Take it and bugger off.
Mind you, I am trying to rack my brains to know if we know of anybody who we could have a word with, who might volunteer.
I wonder if I turn into a tortoise. If, I'll sacrifice my tortoise soul, and when I die and go to 0 hit points, I'll turn back to a human.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll work. Do that.
Don't do it.
I don't know when you're saying that.
Literally, you're all standing about trying to kill somebody. I don't understand why you're so invested in just trying to trick some poor fool into erase himself from existence.
I think we were trying to trick a rabbit.
Yeah, because otherwise this stone is going to come back and bite us in the arse, big style.
Do you have a soul? You say to the rabbit. The rabbit says, "What soul?" It's like, well, you need to understand. Can we have an existential conversation 2 weeks later after trying to teach a rabbit what a soul is? Is it like a carrot? Well, it's kind of like a carrot.
It's like a spiritual carrot that lives inside you.
Why don't we ask the guy at the peculiarity shop, put it for sale, price 1 soul?
She's like, now she's sort of holding it under her arm going, I really don't think you can be trusted with this kind of decision.
Why don't we ask Aubrey if he wants to be famous?
I bet we can find a nihilist, like a nihilist who'd rather be wiped out of existence.
Just go to the pub to bring me some pissed bloody fish guy there who would go, I'll do it.
You head off into the town. The ghost lady departs and says, just
not coming back here.
I just stay away from the tower and we'll guard it with our own lives. The town itself prepares for siege. It has fire braziers all along the new walls. It's erected a large bell on the south gate and a large bell on the north gate for alarm systems. You told the scouts to head out into the forest to the east and the northeast and lay traps about, didn't you? Yeah, so they'll do that. Right. So over the course of the next few days, the troops bed in, they do all of the traps to fortify the walls as much as possible, and a few days later, rain beats down on the rooftops. An hour before dawn, the bell on the newly erected south gate begins to toll urgently. A cry comes up from the wall as troops dash to man their positions. The dead are coming! The Battle of Leilon has begun. And that's where we finish for the evening.